Starting.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started then because it is 6:30, and I want to go ahead and welcome everybody to our dual enrollment information night. This is the first one we're going to have of three. We're going to do another one just like this one on November 9th, and then on November 30th, we're going to do a special dual enrollment information night to talk about career and technical programs. And we will touch on all that while I go through this PowerPoint. But again, I just want to welcome you and thank you for attending tonight. Just to let you know what we're going to do, I'm going to first go through just some general dual enrollment information. And then we're going to get a little bit more specific about Rockdale County Public Schools and how dual enrollment works within our district. And then we have 4 colleges who are joining us tonight, and there will be a presentation from each of those 4 colleges. And then at the end, I am happy to answer questions, and I'm sure the college representatives will be as well. And if you would like to, as we go along, if you have questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat. And we have a couple of people who will be monitoring the chat so we can do questions at the end. All right. Oh, and I should introduce myself. My name is Karen Hardy. I am the College and Career Specialist for Rockdale County Public Schools, which is just kind of a long title to say that I work with the dual enrollment program. So again, thank you for being here, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so I want to start by talking just in general about what dual enrollment is. Dual enrollment is a program that's offered by the state of Georgia, and it allows eligible high school students to earn college credit while also working towards their high school diploma. So what that basically means is students are enrolled in college, they are taking college courses, and those college courses are counting toward their high school credit for graduation. And at the same time, the student is beginning a college transcript, and the student is earning college credit that hopefully will be able to transfer after the student graduates from college and goes on to their college experience after high school. So again, the dual enrollment credits are going to count both for high school credit and for college credit.
Can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So dual enrollment also involves academic courses, and those would be courses like English, math, science, social studies courses like histories, and students are also able to take technical courses through dual enrollment. So one of the things you'll hear about tonight are some of the career technical programs that we offer here at RCA through Georgia Piedmont Technical College. But dual enrollment students have academic courses and technical courses available to them to take while they're in the dual enrollment program. And dual enrollment, as I said, is offered by the state of Georgia, and it's offered through most of the public, private, and technical colleges and universities in Georgia. So who's eligible to participate in dual enrollment? If anybody is viewing this who has had dual enrollment students in their family in the past, some things changed effective summer of 2020. And so the eligibility for taking dual enrollment changed as well. So now 11th and 12th graders are eligible for funded dual enrollment courses. So any student who's in the 11th or 12th grade is eligible to take dual enrollment and have those courses funded. And the 11th and 12th graders must meet the college admission requirements to be admitted to the college, and then they must register for approved dual enrollment courses at an eligible public, private, or technical institution. So what that means is that if you are in 11th or 12th grade and you want to take dual enrollment, then you are going to apply to the college of your choice. You have to meet the admission requirements to be accepted, and then you are allowed to register for any approved dual enrollment course. Now there is a directory that lists all the courses that are approved for dual enrollment, and it's going to be basically any core academic course. So that's going to be the courses in English, math, science, and social studies that are approved for dual enrollment. Dual enrollment does not approve a lot of elective courses, for instance, an art course or a music course or courses like that. So, you know, as you're going through the process of getting registered, then we will help you make sure that you're going to register for an approved dual enrollment course. And dual enrollment also pays for, like I said, career and technical courses. For 10th graders, 10th graders are eligible to enroll in career, technical, agricultural education courses. Those are abbreviated as CTAE courses at participating technical colleges. And we are going to talk tonight about what those CTAE courses look like. But if you are in 10th grade, you are only eligible to be funded for dual enrollment if you're taking a CTAE course. If you are a high achieving 10th grader and you've taken the SAT or the ACT and you meet these minimum scores here, the SAT would be 1200 or the ACT would be 26, then you can submit your scores and then you would be eligible to take dual enrollment academic courses. Of course, you do have to meet the college admission requirements, and not all colleges or universities will accept 10th graders. But if you are a high achieving 10th grader and you meet those requirements, then you can qualify for funded dual enrollment. Now, we do have some 10th graders who take dual enrollment and they elect to self-fund. So they get admitted to a college and then they elect to go ahead and pay for the courses themselves. So that is an option. And then 9th graders are not eligible for funded dual enrollment at all. Again, if you are in 9th grade and you apply to a college that accepts 9th graders, then you can take a dual enrollment course, but it will have to be funded by you. So what costs are covered by dual enrollment? You'll see here, dual enrollment covers tuition, all mandatory fees, and the costs of textbooks. And then there's just a little caveat there. Occasionally, with some courses that involve labs, there may be a lab fee that's not covered by dual enrollment, but that is not the case much at all. It's very rare that you have to pay a fee outside of what dual enrollment covers. All right, so for funding, the legislature has placed a cap on how many courses dual enrollment will fund. And so they have capped the funding at 30 semester hours or 45 quarter hours. So dual enrollment students will have 30 semester hours or 45 quarter hours that are funded. Anything beyond that funding cap has to be self-paid. There is a little bit of an exception for some career technical courses, but for the most part, that funding cap is a hard cap, and students will only get 30 semester hours funded or 45 quarter hours. And that equates to roughly 10 or so dual enrollment courses. Any dual enrollment course credits that are taken beyond that 30-hour or 45-hour funding cap must be self-funded. So we do have students who will run out of the funded credit hours, and then they elect to go ahead and continue with some classes and pay out of pocket for the tuition and books and that kind of thing. Dual enrollment will not fund any repeating or failed dual enrollment classes. So if a student takes a class and does not pass, then dual enrollment will not pay to repeat the class. Or if a student withdraws from a class, then dual enrollment will not pay to re-register for the class and take that class again. And funding is paid by students and parents going on to this website you see here. It's www.gafutures.org. And students and parents fill out a funding application, and then the high schools and the colleges use that funding application to pay the fees every semester. The funding application is a year-long application, so the student completes it at the beginning of the year, and then it's good for the entire school year. Dual enrollment is available for the entire school year, summer, fall, and spring semesters. All right, a little bit about how the dual enrollment grades and the credits work. The final grades in dual enrollment courses count for high school and college credit, like we've said before. And so any courses you take through dual enrollment are going to appear on your high school transcript, and you will also have a college transcript. So after you graduate from high school and you apply to go to college, the college is going to ask you to send a transcript from your high school and also a transcript from any other college you've attended, so keep that in mind. Most college courses are going to count as a full high school credit, one full high school credit for one semester or quarter, as opposed to a half credit that high school courses receive. So let me just kind of give you an example of what that means. So if you're in high school and you are taking 11th grade high school English. So the first semester in high school, at the end of that semester, you'll have finished English 11A, and you're going to get half a credit, 0.5 credits. And then you come back in the spring, or after we take the break, and you come back in January, and you're going to take English 11B, and you get another half credit for that semester. For dual enrollment courses, at the end of fall semester, if you've taken college English, English 1101, at the end of that semester, if you pass the course, you're going to receive one full credit instead of the half credit. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you have questions, again, please put them in the chat. And the dual enrollment courses that you take are weighted at an extra 0.5 in the GPA calculation for your HOPE GPA. So any dual enrollment course you take is going to get a little extra boost when calculating GPA. The grades that are issued in your dual enrollment courses will need to be converted, because you're going to get a numerical grade. You're going to get a letter grade in your college courses, and of course we use numerical grades on your high school transcript. So we will take the grades you get in your college classes and we will convert them into a numeric grade for your high school transcript. So any A you make, it'll show as a 95. A B will show as an 85. A C is going to show as a 77. A D is going to show as a P on your high school transcript, and that's because in Rockdale County we don't have the D grade. And so any D that you make in a college class is going to show as a P on your high school transcript, which just means you passed the course with a D. If you receive an F in a dual enrollment course, it's going to show as a 60 on your transcript. If you withdraw from a dual enrollment course, it's going to show as a W on your college transcript, but on your high school transcript, it's going to be reflected as a Z grade. That does not have any effect on your GPA, but it does show as a Z. And then if you withdraw from a college course during the time that based on their academic calendar, it's too late to receive a W. If it's too late in the semester, then you receive a WF grade from the college. And then we, on your high school transcript, will have to note that as a failing grade. So we will give that grade a 60 on your high school transcript. It's important to remember that as a dual enrollment student, you're still a college student in that college, and the college is going to expect you to maintain satisfactory academic progress at the college to continue in your courses. So they will not allow you to fail courses and continue to enroll. You will have to maintain those satisfactory grades. And then lastly, the dual enrollment courses you take are going to meet the academic rigor requirement for the Hope Scholarship. So as you've probably heard, as you've attended your high school meetings, students who want to try to get the Hope Scholarship when they graduate have to meet an academic rigor requirement. They have to take at least 4 courses that are considered to be academically rigorous. And any dual enrollment course you take would meet that academic rigor requirement. So the benefits of dual enrollment, as you can imagine, are many. Dual enrollment is going to increase your exposure to college level classes while you're still in high school. It's going to allow students who have specific goals, either academic or career, greater flexibility to attain these goals. It allows an opportunity to explore careers with the technical classes that are offered through dual enrollment. It may assist in providing an easier transition from high school to college. Dual enrollment will definitely reduce the cost to the student and or the family because the dual enrollment classes are funded by the state of Georgia. There are expanded course offerings through dual enrollment. So there are courses that will be available to you for college credit that are not offered through your high school. Your dual enrollment courses are going to receive an extra weight on your final grade. So that's going to help boost GPA. And then again, the courses are going to be worth a full credit per semester or quarter. So students will accumulate more credit by taking dual enrollment courses. All right, so are you ready for dual enrollment? These are some really important questions that you are going to need to ask yourself. Students and parents are going to need to have some discussions using these questions kind of as a guideline to talk about whether dual enrollment is going to be a good choice. GPA and test scores are not always the end-all and be-all to whether a student is ready for dual enrollment. So here are some questions to ask yourself. Are you self-motivated and able to manage stress positively? Are you proactive in completing assignments and studying and have good time management skills? Are you diligent in attending class? Are you able to communicate with your teachers independently of your parent? Do you meet deadlines and avoid procrastination? And are you able to maintain good grades while being involved in extracurricular activities? So those are just some kind of basic starter questions to think about while you're considering enrolling in dual enrollment. I think probably one of the biggest things that causes downfall for students who take dual enrollment would be not being able to manage time effectively and also getting behind in classwork. College instructors will give out a syllabus at the beginning of the semester, and students are expected to follow the syllabus. Students are expected to turn work in on time, and college instructors are not going to accept late work. So I know that a lot of times in high school, students get used to being able to have some grace periods for turning in work and things like that. It doesn't happen in college, and that is one of the biggest changes that students face when they enroll in dual enrollment. So students really have to be able to manage their time and not procrastinate in turning in assignments. All right, just some things to think about kind of along those same lines. Dual enrollment courses are going to be taught at a college level and students must be prepared. Instructors are only going to communicate with the student. There won't be communication with parents. So that means parents do not have the ability to get in touch with an instructor and say, hey, I want to schedule a teacher-parent conference. That doesn't happen with college instructors. There is no communication between the students and the parents. Parents will not have access to student grades. The grades are not shown on Infinite Campus, so you're not going to be able to get on the parent portal and see any grades for dual enrollment. That means that you're going to have to communicate with your child and say, hey, I need to see your grades. Sometimes a student will try to say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have access to those. I can't show you. That will never be the case. Students will always be able to see their dual enrollment grades, but it won't be Infinite Campus. It'll be on the college's learning platform. So it's going to be essential that students and parents have good communication with each other. Because the courses are worth a full credit, good grades are a great way to boost the GPA. Conversely, though, poor grades in dual enrollment, because those courses are worth that full credit, can really put a hurt on GPA. So it's going to be really important to remember that if you're going to take a dual enrollment course, A's and B's are always going to be your goal, not only because it's going to boost your GPA, but because anything below that is not going to be good for your GPA. Credit transfer with dual enrollment courses is not a guarantee. You must do your research. I'm going to say for the vast majority of the time, the courses that you take through dual enrollment in Georgia are going to transfer pretty seamlessly to any other college in Georgia. However, if you have an idea about where you want to go to college after you graduate from high school, it's always a good idea to go ahead and do research about dual enrollment and whether those courses are going to transfer. If you're planning to go out of state to college, then again, it's going to be a good idea to go ahead and start doing some research about whether they will accept dual enrollment credits. Competitive colleges may not consider dual enrollment as rigorous as AP. And I say this not to discourage anybody from taking dual enrollment, but just so you know a little bit about AP, the curriculum for AP courses is standardized across the country. So colleges know what the AP curriculum looks like. They don't always know what individual college curriculums look like. So some of the more competitive colleges may look at AP a little more favorably than they do dual enrollment. So again, it's a great idea to do your research. All right, there are two ways to take dual enrollment. The first is called option A, and option A is just the traditional dual enrollment format where students are taking college credits, and those college credits are working toward their high school graduation credits, and at the same time they are earning their college credit to transfer once they graduate from high school. And they're earning these dual enrollment credits towards their 24 credits that are required for graduation. These courses can be academic, and by academic we would mean the core courses like English or math or science or social studies, or they can be technical courses. So in a minute I'm going to show you a list of some of the technical courses that we offer here at RCA, but technical courses can also count towards your credits for graduation from high school. So the typical dual enrollment courses that we have here at RCA you'll see listed here, and we have 3 colleges that teach courses here at RCA, and we're going to talk about them in a minute. So advanced composition, which is, traditionally the first college English class, English 1101 or English 101. British literature, American literature, public speaking, college algebra, statistics, pre-calculus and calculus, economics, American government, U.S. history, biology, anatomy and physiology, and psychology and sociology. These were all courses that are offered at RCA through the various colleges, and all of these are core courses that should transfer without any problem once high school graduation is done. Now, we also offer some career technical programs here at RCA, and these programs allow students to get some practical experience and coursework in these different areas here, and some of them even offer some certification so that students, when they are done with these courses through dual enrollment, have an opportunity to take some tests and perhaps be able to be employed in some of these areas directly out of high school. So you'll see certified nursing assistant, 911 operator, emergency medical technician, fire science, welding, cosmetology, and manufacturing. So we have students right now who are taking dual enrollment, and they may be taking college English and college algebra, and they're also taking courses in certified nursing assistant. So, you can combine academic courses with career technical courses if that's something that you're interested in doing. You'll see that cosmetology and manufacturing are offered at the Newton campus of Georgia Piedmont Technical College, but we do provide transportation out to that campus. So we consider those to be kind of RCA offered courses. All right, the next option for dual enrollment is called option B, and it is it's a little different than option A, obviously. Option B is an alternate route to a high school diploma. So students who elect to be an option B student will have a different kind of diploma when they graduate from high school. The option A students are completing the 24 credits for graduation, and some of those 24 credits are going to be dual enrollment courses. But the option B student would be a student who maybe is not as interested in taking a lot of the academic courses. Like, they really don't have a whole lot of interest in world history, but they really have a lot of interest in becoming a welder. So the option B plan allows students to pursue an alternate route to graduation. And the option B students are not going to complete the 24 credits required of the option A students. And option B students are not planning to move directly to a four-year college after they graduate. That's not to say they cannot eventually get to a four-year college, but the option B student would not have the plan of graduating from high school and then moving on to a four-year college immediately. Option B students have to complete 2 technical certificates of credit, or a technical diploma, or a technical associate degree, along with only 9 required high school classes. So the difference in option A, again, option A students are pursuing the traditional high school diploma, where they need 24 credits to graduate. Option B students are only going to complete 9 required high school classes, and then through a technical college, they're going to receive either 2 TCCs, or a technical diploma, or an associate degree. The state of Georgia designates which programs are eligible for option B, and there are a bunch of them. I didn't list them all here, but if option B is something that you and your student are interested in, then we definitely need to have kind of a separate conversation apart from what we can talk about right now. But we offer here at RCA 2 programs that fall under the option B category, and I'm going to talk about those in just a minute. So the option B, like I said a minute ago, only requires 9 high school classes, and they're listed here for you. For English, student must complete American Lit and the EOC, and then 1 more unit of English. So if a student has passed 9th grade English, then they only need American Lit and the EOC, and they'll be done with their English requirement. For math, you need algebra and the EOC, and then 1 more unit of math. For science, biology and the EOC, and 1 more unit of science. Social studies requires 2 full units in social studies. Preferably 1 of those units should be in American government or U.S. history, and then 1 additional unit, and then PE and health. Those are the 9 courses required for the option B diploma. So at RCA, in combination with Georgia Piedmont Technical College, we have 2 ways to complete an option B diploma. One is offered in welding, and so students who want to do welding through option B can complete that program in 1 year. And the welding courses are taught at RCA. The student will receive the 2 TCCs required for the option B diploma, and again, that can be completed in 1 year. The other one that's offered through RCA is the manufacturing. That program takes 2 years, and the courses are taught at the Newton campus of Georgia Piedmont Technical College, but we would provide transportation. And again, the student would receive 2 TCCs in manufacturing. And so again, student would complete the 9 required high school classes, and then the courses required at the technical college for the 2 TCCs. So just a couple of more notes about the option A and the option B. The student can take dual enrollment career technical courses beyond what we offer at RCA at any technical college campus. So you saw the list that I showed of all the things that we offer here, but there are many, many other career technical courses offered at technical college campuses. So if a student has a desire to take courses in some other field and has transportation to get to the technical college campus, then that can certainly happen, or they also offer some things online. So you would work in conjunction with Ms. Mullinax, who you'll hear from in a little while, at GPTC about those kinds of courses. There are other option B programs that are offered through Georgia Piedmont Technical College besides the welding and the manufacturing that I just talked about. And again, Ms. Mullinax could help you with that. If the career technical courses are something that you are interested in, if the option B program is something that you are interested in, please make a note. Go ahead and put it on your calendar. We're going to have a special dual enrollment information night with Georgia Piedmont Technical College to highlight the career and technical programs and the options on Tuesday, November 30th from 6:30 to 8. And we will highlight the relationship between these programs and employment opportunities in our community and beyond our community. And we will have some presenters who talk about how the career technical courses can serve you for opportunities right here in Rockdale County and then beyond Rockdale County. So if career technical courses are something that you think you're going to be interested in, please go ahead and mark that date on your calendar. We would love to have you join us. All right, some helpful websites for dual enrollment information. The first one is gafutures.org. Any student who is in dual enrollment is going to be on this website a lot. It's kind of a one-stop shop for all kinds of information related to dual enrollment, and then beyond dual enrollment, colleges and college searches and all kinds of stuff. It's also the website where you would fill out your funding application once you have enrolled in dual enrollment. And then the Georgia Department of Education also has a good website that discusses dual enrollment program information. So both of those would be helpful. If you are curious as to whether your dual enrollment courses are going to transfer to other institutions, gatracks.org is a great resource for you. You can plug in courses and look and see where they will transfer. Information about Georgia's public colleges and universities can be found here on this website, usg.edu, and then information about technical colleges in Georgia can be found here and on this website. All right, so we're going to move into dual enrollment here at RCA. I've got 4 colleges listed here. Point, GPTC, and Clayton State all currently offer courses here at RCA, and the vast majority of our students in dual enrollment are taking courses through one of these colleges, or maybe even a couple of them at one time. And then we also are going to hear from Georgia Military College. We've had students who have taken online courses through Georgia Military College, but they are in the process of opening a campus in Conyers. And so we are hoping that we'll be able to use them for some dual enrollment courses on their campus in Conyers. And of course, we will continue to use them for online options as well. So you're going to hear as soon as I'm done talking from a representative from each of these colleges. Okay, so how to apply for dual enrollment. The first step is what you're doing. First step is to go to the website here, rockdaleschools.org/DE. There's a dual enrollment interest survey form. We would like for you to please go ahead and fill out that form, and that way we'll know that you are interested in dual enrollment. Your counselor at your high school will be able to look at the form and know that when it's time for advisement that you are interested in doing dual enrollment. Step 2 would be to attend a virtual information night meeting, and of course all of you will have that done after tonight. We are recording this, so as soon as we can, we will post it up on the website so that if you need to go back and look at anything, you're welcome to do that. Step 3 is going to be to meet with your high school counselor for advisement. This will start in December. Counselors at the high schools will be calling students and parents for advisement. Most of our students who do dual enrollment attend one of the following institutions because the courses are taught here at RCA, but you are not limited to these colleges. You can choose any college in Georgia to do dual enrollment. You just have to be able to meet their admission requirements, and then you either will try to take online courses through them, or you'll have to be able to have transportation to their campus. But like I said, GPTC, Point, and Clayton currently are teaching courses here at RCA so that students can take a bus from their home high school over to RCA for their dual enrollment classes. All right, step number 4, after you've met with your advisor, y'all have talked about the fact that you are interested in dual enrollment. You've talked about what college you may want to attend. You have talked about admission requirements at the different colleges. You've talked about what courses you want to take and all that good stuff. You're going to apply to your chosen college by going to their website. You need to arrange to take or submit scores for any tests that they require for admissions. Could be an SAT or an ACT or a PSAT or an AccuPlacer, which is a placement test. Not all colleges are going to require test scores, but some of them will. And if they do, then it's going to be up to the student to make sure that the testing occurs. And then the student needs to supply the college with all the required documents. And again, the requirements that you must submit are going to be dependent on what college you've chosen to attend. Step 5 is to make sure you meet the deadline to be able to participate in dual enrollment, and that is May 1st, 2022. So by May 1st, you must have completed all 4 steps. And if you are taking courses here at RCA, then what we're going to do after you meet with your counselor is we're going to give you a space in the courses here at RCA, but it's a tentative space based on you having met the requirements for admissions into the college. So we have students who get kind of tripped up because they meet with their counselor and the counselor has said, okay, you're going to take dual enrollment. And then the student just assumes that the counselor is going to take care of the rest of it, which is not the case. It is the student's responsibility to go back and make sure that he or she applies to the college and submits all the documents. After you've done that, then you're going to go to www.georgiafutures.org and complete the dual enrollment funding application. It becomes available in February for the following year. And again, there's a May 1st deadline on that. There's a Rockdale County Public Schools dual enrollment contract that will be supplied to you, and you'll fill that out and return that by May 1st as well. And again, before school starts next year, you must have been accepted at the college to take the dual enrollment classes. And just a few final things before I wrap up and let the colleges speak. Dual enrollment is an amazing opportunity, but it does require the right fit between the student and the program. We want students to be successful. And so it's really important to have that discussion between students and parents about whether dual enrollment is going to be the right fit. It's important to remember that a student will be a college student while still in high school and must meet the expectations of the college instructor. Dual enrollment students must be responsible enough to troubleshoot on any issues with admissions, textbooks, technology, assignments, etc. Students cannot rely on parents to be their voice. Students have to advocate for themselves and they have to be willing to communicate with whatever kind of issues they're having. We are happy to have students who have an IEP or a 504 plan in dual enrollment. Just know that those plans are not automatically applied at the college. Students will need to apply for an IEP or a 504 plan and accommodations separately at the college, and we can certainly help you with that. And then per federal law, college personnel cannot and will not communicate with parents regarding their child, regardless of age or dependency status. So just parents, please be aware the communication between instructors will always be with the student, not with the parent. All right, finally, we have a little video to show you. We talked to some current dual enrollment students about dual enrollment, so I'm going to go ahead and play this for you.
Hi, my name is Paris Hughley. I take dual enrollment pre-classes in dual enrollment American literature. I chose myself and take rigorous classes that are college or college-like during my high school time to better prepare myself.
Okay, hi, my name is Nyla Duxton. I currently attend Clayton University for my dual enrollment classes. For this year, I take American Literature. For my first semester, second semester, I'll take Public Speaking. And I really chose to do a Point University or just dual enrollment in general because I wanted to have a chance to take a class that was not only the college level, but also would really and truly coming to the stage or just the environment that college gives me where I have these teachers that are going to be different from AP classes.
My advice would be the syllabus is your best friend. Follow it very carefully and plan everything out down to what you're going to be doing in class to when you're going to study it, because it will be brought up during lectures.
A piece of advice that I would give to a student that's taking dual enrollment for the first time would be to time manage and to keep track of all your work.
So my advice for anyone who really wants to take a dual enrollment class for the first time is to not be scared. It is a college class, but the key is to do your work on time and to talk and communicate with your teachers. If there's any issues that come about, you must communicate with your teachers so they know their issues rather than not being leaving them in the dark. Because this is not where your parents can talk to your teachers. This is not one of those situations. You have to communicate with your teachers.
I feel like dual enrollment has really prepared me for college because you really have to be independent with dual enrollment. It really simulates a college class where the professor's not going to be chasing after you to do your work. You really have to be on top of your work and also have to get up for class because attendance isn't necessarily mandatory for some classes and is not reported to Rockdale County. So you really have to be on top of your game to really attend these classes and make an effort to put your learning into your own hands.
Taking dual enrollment has helped me better prepare because it has taught me very good working and study habits that I fully intend on taking with me to college. I have an idea of what the college environment is going to be like, and I know how to approach my teachers to, have an advantage in my classes.
Dual enrollment has prepared me for college because it allows me to see just how rigorous and how strict college will be when it comes to missing work, when it comes to type of assignments. The classwork is going to be hard, but you must complete it in order to get the grade that you wish to receive. And so it just allows me to really find that motivation, that passion to keep going through these different obstacles, such as not understanding the work, just being able to communicate with teachers, and also finding that passion to really want to do more and find that higher education that really suits me.
Huh. Sorry about that. Okay, so again, I want to thank you for listening to me for such a long time. We're going to let the colleges talk to you a little bit about their programs. And then, like I said, at the end, if you've had questions, then we will take those questions. So I'm going to try to stop presenting.
And so Karen, our other presenters, if they have their PowerPoint, they should be able to just go ahead and upload, and you don't really have to do anything.
Oh, okay, great.
We can try that.
Hi, good evening. This is Kristen Berry from Point. Are we ready?
We are ready.
All right. Now, am I able to share?
Yes, you should be able to share.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am Kristen Berry. I am Director of Dual Enrollment at Point University, and I am so excited to be with you tonight. I'm not going to hold you long, but we wanted to just share just a very brief presentation tonight regarding our dual enrollment program. If you just give me 1 second, technology is always our friend, right? And we are going to pull that up right here. Now, I apologize, I'm just having a little bit of issues with pulling up this video, but we wanted to share a little bit regarding dual enrollment and the Point University experience. And you all, I do apologize, I am having some issues with my video. If I could pass to another individual, I'm going to queue up this video and then I'm going to come right back to you all. I do apologize. If I could pass to another individual and I'll come right back.
Okay. Ms. Miles, do you want to go ahead?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kristen. My name is Leah Miles and I'm from Clayton State University, and just want to share with you information about Clayton State and what we have to offer. I'm going to pull up our presentation. And can everyone see my presentation?
We can.
Yes, we
Perfect.
can.
Great. So again, my name is Leah Miles from Clayton State University. I just want to share with you some information about Clayton State and what we have to offer. So we have multiple locations, and as you heard from Mrs. Hardy, we are teaching classes right now in Rockdale Career Academy. We also have our main campus, which is in Morrow. We have classes that we teach in Henry County at the Academy for Advanced Studies, which is very similar to Rockdale Career Academy. We also have classes that are offered in Peachtree City, and then we have online classes. There's two forms of online classes. One where the professor is with you, that's going to be a synchronous class, that's virtual, and the other which is strictly online asynchronous, meaning that you walk through that class on your own. As one of the students mentioned in the video, they're given a syllabus and the deadline dates for homework and assignments and tests, and they're expected to meet those deadlines. So that will be online. So Ms. Hardy already mentioned many of the requirements for dual enrollment, but specifically for Clayton State University, we require students be enrolled in the 11th or 12th grade, that they have a 3.0 GPA. The test scores we're going to show on the next slide. We do have SAT, ACT, or Accuplacer score requirements. Students are required to have finished 2 units of English and 2 units of math, and that is basically 2 years of English and 2 years of math. And then we also receive students' high school transcript just to verify that 3.0 GPA, as well as any other college transcripts that the student may have attended another college. And so I mentioned the test score requirements. Here you see the ACT score requirement is a composite minimum of 20, which is a 17 and a 17. SAT composite of 1050, which is we're asking 480 in reading and 440 in math. And then we also offer an Accuplacer exam, and that's a placement test that is very convenient for a high school student to take because we offer it on our campus in Morrow, and it is reading, writing, and math. And the scores are recorded and processed immediately upon completing the exam. And so there is no wait period for your scores. So we know right away what you're eligible for and how we can move forward. You also see at the bottom where it says 10th graders will be considered if they have a 1200 SAT.
Excuse me, Leah. Excuse
Yes.
me, the slides aren't advancing.
I was just going to come on and say, we can only see your first slide there. They haven't advanced. Now they are. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so can you see the second slide? I won't put it in slide presentation and I'll just leave it in this mode. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I mentioned our locations that are listed there. I talked about eligibility and mentioned that 11th and 12th graders, the 3.0 GPA, our test score requirements, 2 units of English, 2 units of math, and then we get those transcripts from you. So you should be seeing now the test score requirements. Is everyone seeing that?
We are.
Perfect, perfect. So
Yes.
you may have heard that prior to this upcoming spring semester that some students were able to get into dual enrollment without having test scores, but that was due to COVID. And now that is over and we're back to normal. And we are requiring test scores for Clayton State University, and the test scores are listed there. I was mentioning the AccuPlacer exam. That test is reading, writing, and math. It's offered on our main campus. And I mentioned that it's really convenient because students receive their test scores immediately. And so that's also another test option for students. So when we talk about our processes, for us, in order to be a part of dual enrollment, you first, as Mrs. Hardy mentioned, need to meet with your counselor and complete those high school documents saying, hey, I'm interested and this is what I'm interested in. And then for Clayton State University, you would complete our admissions application. And so we did run into some situations where students thought that they were a part of dual enrollment because they talked with their counselor about dual enrollment, but they never went through the process of actually applying to any college. So it's really important that you complete the college application. And for dual enrollment, you can attend more than one college. And so right now we do have some students that said, okay, the Clayton State schedule for English is pretty convenient for me, but also Point University schedule for math is really convenient for me. So they attend both colleges, but they had to fill out both applications as well. So please keep in mind, whichever college you choose to attend, you need to complete the college application. The next step then would be for us to get your college transcripts. And then we already talked about test scores. And Mrs. Hardy mentioned the funding application. That's done one time every school year. I just want to show you real quick an example of some of the courses that we could potentially offer at RCA. This year, we are offering English, history, econ, and American government. And this is an example of what a college schedule kind of looks like. So typically, students don't take the same class Monday through Friday. For college, for Clayton State College, we offer classes on Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. And because we're on the Bell schedule for Rockdale Career Academy, they're offered during those blocks. And so this is just an example. This does not mean, please don't take a picture of this and say, she told me I could take econ Monday and Wednesday. No, this is just an example. These are classes that could potentially be offered, but we don't know what the schedule will look like. But just to kind of give you an idea and to let the students know, the classes are not Monday through Friday. For Clayton State, we do not have any Friday classes. And so you would either take, for example, you see listed here, English is offered on Monday and Wednesday. And then you might take your history class on Tuesday and Thursday. And we also offer online courses. So we do have Rockdale Career Academy students who take online courses with us. They may take one class where it's seated in the classroom at Rockdale Career Academy, and then they take a class online, one or two classes online. The maximum number of classes that a student can take is 5, which we never recommend for a dual enroll high school student, especially not their first semester. But most students do take 2 or 3 classes. And my contact information is listed here, and I will also type it into the chat. And as Mrs. Hardy mentioned, I will hang around till the end to answer any questions anyone may have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Miles. If you want to stop sharing, Ms. Berry, are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's try this again.
All right, here you go.
Technology is our friend when it's working, right?
Right.
We actually don't have any sound, Miss Berry.
I apologize. Let's try this one more. Welcome to Point University. There are many reasons to become a Skyhawk. Why not choose us for dual enrollment? We have a history of providing quality education since 1937. Coupled with the highest accreditation, we are accredited by SACS COC. That's the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Here at Point, we provide opportunities for you to choose without sacrificing what you want to do. We recognize that students today are extremely busy. We offer multiple locations in West Point, Georgia, Peachtree City, and Savannah, including well over 40 partner school locations. We offer an in-seat option, an online option, and a virtual hybrid option. Having all of these opportunities presented to you just made spending time with your friends and family and working on extracurricular activities much easier. Let's get started. We keep it simple. The whole process starts with your high school counselor. From there, here are the requirements. You must be in the 11th or 12th grade. You must have a 3.0 GPA. Submit your high school transcripts and complete the Georgia funding application. That's all. We don't even require SAT or ACT scores. We know you have a lot of options for dual enrollment, but let Point join you on your road to success. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to our dual enrollment team. And remember, your journey begins here. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you once again for your patience. I'm going to stop presenting right here. Thank you for your welcoming us into RCA. So we are one of many options for dual enrollment, and we're glad that you can have those options. And so as you saw the information in the video, I won't reiterate the same things, but some of the things that make us different is that we accept students with a 3.0 GPA, and there may be some exceptions if the student does not have a 3.0. The student is also eligible to also submit their SAT scores as well as take a placement test for Point. Also, I wanted to let you know, parents and students that may be interested, is that Point offers in-person classes as well as online. And we also have the opportunity that maybe if you want to take additional courses, students may be able to take those courses for $250 per credit hour. So we want to be an option for you for dual enrollment. I'm Kristen Berry. Thank you so much for your time and your patience this evening, and we hope that you will choose us for your choice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Berry. Ms. Mullinex, are you ready to go?
I hope so.
All right. The floor is yours.
Let's see if it's going to allow me. Let's see. Oh, okay. Not sure.
We can see your PowerPoint. If you want to try advancing the slides.
Can you see everything though?
Just the actual presentation.
Is it, you can't see the notes and everything else?
No.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Amanda Mullinex. I'm going to repeat a lot of what Ms. Hardy said, so I will make this short and simple and sweet. I am with Georgia Piedmont Technical College, there is someone on the line that said that they cannot see the presentation. Are there multiple people on the line that cannot see the presentation? If you cannot, can you raise your hand or put in the chat box that you cannot see the presentation? Or is it just the one? Or you can, okay, there are some people who can see it. Anybody else? Okay. Miss Bugs, we will make sure that you get this presentation over for you, okay? Since most people are able to see it. So anyway, I am the dual enrollment coordinator with Georgia Piedmont Technical College. As I was stating, Ms. Hardy did touch on a lot of the information, and I want to make sure that you guys have a short session so that we can get everybody in here and get your information. And then, of course, we're going to meet multiple times over the next couple of weeks so you can pop into those and we can get the information out as needed. Obviously, you guys have heard a lot about what dual enrollment is. It is a great opportunity to take advantage of some college courses while you're still in high school. That is going to not only be college credit, but high school credit at the same time. You're earning high school credit, college credit, eligible 10th through 12th graders, and it's going to shorten the time it takes for TCSG or technical system. You're going to be able to earn not only like towards your associate's or bachelor's degree, but you also have a great opportunity when you're going through a technical program. You get to earn certificates and diplomas. So you can look at this a whole different way. You can jumpstart your career and not just jumpstart your education. You're making the most of your time, which is a really, really cool thing. You get to save money. It's tuition at little to no cost. With GPTC, you get your books included. We are such a great value because you get to enjoy smaller classes in RCA. And Ms. Hardy was so great to explain all of the different pathways that we provide. So not only those technical education pathways, but we also do provide some of those core curriculum opportunities. We actually have 28 different core classes that will transfer to any university system of Georgia. You can experience the dynamics of a college classroom through Georgia Piedmont in a very small centralized location. And we actually just opened up a satellite location at RCA in the back. So we're really accessible to you and your students. So even if you want to possibly take advantage as parents and earn some credits or maybe even start a new career path, you can come to our classes as well. Your students will be better prepared for your future, for their future, and you can choose that technical education pathway from one of the 7 programs that will help you get started in a career right after high school. But why would we want to choose GPTC over all of the different colleges that we have available? Listen, all of the colleges that are here tonight are going to give you different opportunities. There may be different classes that they have available when we don't. So please open your possibilities up to all of us. We are an open access institution. We are convenient with location, with different locations and online learning, just as other colleges have explained. There's different locations. We have locations in Newton, the one that we just opened in Rockdale, the satellite. We also have the DeKalb County campuses, one that is south of DeKalb, right off of I'm drawing a blank. There's another one on South DeKalb. And then also we have online classes as well. And then we have unique hands-on training. So we've got welding, we've got manufacturing, we've got those CNA, which is nurse aid. We've got that hands-on approach where you get to learn where you may not necessarily like to do the book work, but you really like to do that hands-on training and learn while you're right there trying to figure it out with your hands. We have over 40 programs of study with hundreds of different pathways. As I mentioned earlier, we've got 28 core classes that will transfer to any University System of Georgia college. So 28 of our classes are going to transfer to any of those colleges that are sitting here talking to us just about. So, which is an awesome opportunity. So if you find something that you really want to do at one of those colleges, you can start with us and you can move on to them. Earning a degree can be nearly debt-free with us. We have articulation agreements with not only USG, but several local and out-of-state colleges, which makes easy transfer of credits. And then you can attend GPTC for the first 2 years, and you can transfer to a 4-year college or university. We have several schools to choose from. School of Business Information, we've got Education and Media, Health and Professional Services, Industrial Technologies, Public Safety and Security, and we've even got an Economic Development and Regional Transit and Transportation Center that is actually being built. That's like a $5 million, and I'm probably way off on this, the $5 million huge transportation center that is going to be built in the near future. So what's really cool about technical colleges is we have stackable credentials. So our TCCs, which are technical certificates of credit, most of them you can earn the TCCs that will lead into a diploma. Those diploma programs can even lead into those associate's degree programs. And you continue to earn that education, which will in return earn more. You're learning while you're earning, essentially, because when you're working towards a career and a technical education pathway, you're learning how to build upon your own career pathway. Again, Ms. Hardy did speak about all of the different pathways that we partner with RCA in order to provide for the students. But those that she mentioned, and I'll mention again real quickly, are emergency medical technician, 911 communications, firefighter 1, patient care and nurse aid, cosmetology, the welding technology, manufacturing technology. But those are just the ones that we basically are in RCA or that they provide transportation to the campus for. But that is not everything that we provide. And as long as you are motivated, as Ms. Hardy stated, we work together with Rockdale and Ms. Hardy and your base school high school counselors to find the pathway that is most going to fit your personality and what is going to be best for you. So please do consider what would be best for you and what you want to do in your career goals. And then that takes us into if you've thought about what we offer here at GPTC, and you think, okay, this could be a great fit for us, and for me and for my student, then that leads us straight into the application process. We try to look at it in 4 steps. And so once you've kind of talked with Rockdale schools and you know that you want to do dual enrollment, then there's a process with Georgia Piedmont. You would have to apply to Georgia Piedmont. Right now, we're still kind of following the COVID protocols, where we will take a cumulative cumulative GPA of 2.5 or higher, unweighted GPA of 2.5 or higher. We will still take AccuPlacer scores, SAT, ACT, or PSAT. We will look at your EOCs. There's several different paths that you can take, or test scores that you can send in, but we would look at each of those individually if you do not have a 2.5 or higher. Now, if you're looking at the entry level tech ed courses, then we will look at a 2.5 or higher, and we will actually take 10th graders for the technical education courses. Some of those, but those are on a case by case. And then, of course, the Georgia Futures funding, and then, of course, counselor approval. And then, last but not least, here is my contact information. I know I went through that very fast, but this is my direct contact information, and then our email for all of dual enrollment. So that is my email and Dr. Corkill, our director's email, and it gets to us, and we will reach back out to you. And I look forward to answering all the questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mullinax. All right, if you will stop sharing, and then Mr. Flagg from Georgia Military College. We are ready to hear from you.
All right, awesome. Let me see if I can get this open and ready to go. Let's see.
We can see it.
Okay, awesome. All right, so again, my name is Benjamin Flagg. I am the Senior Enrollment Officer at Georgia Military College. I'm actually coming from the Fairburn campus, as our Rockdale County campus is not yet available yet, but hopefully we will be up and running by the fall of next year. So I'm going to start here by talking about some of the things in order for you to participate in dual enrollment. Some of these things you have seen already, so I won't bother you with these things, but I want to make sure that you all really understand that the first step in dual enrollment is really speaking to your high school counselor to not only make sure that you are the perfect kind of student that colleges are looking for and have the self-advocating skills that us colleges really want you to have, because we want you to really be vocal, because it's all about you and what you need and what you need to get from us in order for you to get the college credits that you are so desiring, and for free, no doubt, no less. So please make sure that you all speak with your counselors rather than coming to us and saying, well, GMC told me this, or Georgia Piedmont told me that, so I think I should be able to do that. It's a very much high school controlled program here. We just are the pathway by which you are receiving the college credits. So again, just as mentioned before me, who can participate? So at GMC, that will be 11th and 12th graders, and 10th graders can participate if you have the 1200 SAT or a 26 on the ACT. Now, even though we are called Georgia Military College, as you see here on the top, there is no military obligation. GMC has 14 campuses across the state of Georgia. The only campus that actually has a military component is our main campus in Milledgeville. The rest of us are more like a junior college, but we do now offer some bachelor's degree programs. So, for example, in the slide here, we're rated the #1 community college in Georgia in 2018 as ranked by bestschools.org. We have very small class sizes. We'll only put about 25 in a class, if that even makes. Typically, you're looking at about 15 or less in a class with us. We also offer what's called dual enrollment cohorts. So what GMC will do is we will work with your individual high schools to cater a plan specifically for those students. So then that way, those students from each respective high school are getting the exact curriculum that they need, whether the seniors need this class or the juniors need that class. We will work with those high schools and get a professor out there to their high schools to give them exactly what they need. And that way they won't have to commute to us or somewhere else. Now, some highlights is, if we'll start from the bottom, 2019, we had 30 graduates. So those are students who actually received their high school diploma and associate's degree at the same time. Now, with rule changes, this becomes a little bit harder. But as of 2020, we had 49. And as of this year, we had 87 students get their high school diploma and associate's degree at the same time. Now, even though the state will cap you at 45 credit hours or quarter hours, as we're on a quarter system at GMC, but again, as mentioned earlier, students do have an opportunity to switch to what's called a joint enrollment student. And then that way, students will be able to self-pay for the remainder of their courses. If you start as a junior, then your senior year, you want to finish so that you can get your associate's degree by the time you graduate from high school. We also have a textbook rental program, and by rental, I mean we hand you the books and then you hand us the books back at the end of the quarter. So students are not allowed to highlight in them or write in them or fold the pages over. We do offer free tutoring, one-on-one advising. And again, as mentioned earlier, the credits are transferable. We have articulation agreements with schools inside the state as well as outside of the state. 40 of which have guaranteed acceptance. So how GMC goes about our quarter system to make sure that it matches very well with other colleges or your high school semester system, we have 2 fall quarters. So for example, fall 1 starts from August and ends in October, and fall quarter 2 starts in October and ends in December. So you put those two together, our fall 1 and fall, or Q1, Q2, equals your fall semester. And then our winter and spring quarters together will equal your spring semester. So we offer morning, afternoon, evenings, weekend, asynchronous learning, synchronous learning, hybrid, where you come to the class and then do the rest online, as well as remote classes. So it's really up to you as what you need to fit your style. So we just started our second fall quarter. So our next available quarter will start January 12th for winter. So where are the classes offered? Again, I am coming from the Fairburn campus, which is a little bit of a stretch, but we do have a campus in Stone Mountain. And again, in the fall, we will be opening up our Rockdale campus. I believe it should be the old CTAE building in Rockdale County, if I'm correct. So some of the benefits of doing dual enrollment as well as GMC, you'll get a chance to earn, again, the high school credits as well as the college credit. State funded for up to 45 quarter hours. So that's basically half the program, because it takes 90 credit hours at a minimum in order for you to get your associate's degree. I mentioned transferable credits, and then you can move those to any college or university in the state as well as schools outside of the states, as we are accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, as everyone else on the call. So these are the steps that you need to take. So again, to reiterate, number 1, please speak with your high school counselor about your interest in dual enrollment. Now for GMC, our grade point average requirement is a 2.5 GPA, unweighted. That's it. There are no other requirements to actually join us for dual enrollment at GMC. So after you talk to your counselor, you'll complete an application online at gmc.edu. And if you can see there, I have included the fee waiver code there. That should always be, as long as I'm there and anyone else, I believe, at GMC, that is always going to be the code DEFBN. And that will waive the $35 application fee. So please, please, please never pay the application fee as a dual enrollment student. If you forget to write the code down or you wrote it down and forgot where you put it, please give us a call, and that way we can give you another fee waiver code. Once you complete the application, you'll just send us your high school transcript so we can verify your 2.5 GPA. Now, as you see, as far as qualifying test scores, and what I mean by that is GMC will place you in classes based on testing. So again, the 2.5 is what actually gets you in the program, but there are certain courses that you're not allowed to take without having a test score, such as an English or math. So you would have to have a qualifying SAT or ACT score or an AccuPlacer score, which we no longer offer, but you can take at some other colleges. As well as what we can do is we will also take a look at your high school transcript. So if you want to take English 101 with us, which is also known as English 1101 at other institutions, then what we will do is make sure that you have a B or better in any of your literature classes. So if you have a B or better, we'll allow you to take English 101. Also for like college algebra or pre-calculus classes like that, we will just need to verify with test scores, or if you have a B or better in classes such as Algebra 2, Calculus, or Trigonometry at your high school, then we will allow you to move on into a college level math with us. So GMC is a little bit different, where we'll use your high school transcripts to determine whether or not we will let you in certain courses. And please, please, please make sure that you complete your funding application on gafutures.org. And here's some contact information for GMC. So if you want to talk to me in the admissions office, you want to go back over the admissions requirements, you can send an email, fairburn_admissions@gmc.edu. If you want to talk about the classes and the types of classes that maybe your students would like to take, you can talk to our advising department. And if you're having trouble with your Georgia Futures funding application, we do have a dual enrollment funding application, dual enrollment funding coordinator. So you can send her an email at the email you see there, and then that way she can help you navigate Georgia Futures, because sometimes it can be a little challenging. And that is the end of my PowerPoint. So I'm going to stick around if anybody has any questions.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Flagg, and our other presenters. It is almost 8 o'clock, which is our ending time, but I want to make sure, turn my camera on. I want to make sure that I can answer questions if there are any. Does anybody, were there any questions in the chat that I need to go back to? Miss Lindsay or Miss Cobb?
Yes, there were just a few.
Okay.
There were several about the 30 hours. If you can clarify the 30 hours for the students.
Sure.
I wanted to know if it was answered in the chat, but if you can just speak to the 30 hours.
Okay.
If that was the cap. So if you could just talk a moment about that.
Sure. So dual enrollment courses are paid for by the state of Georgia. And so they have set a cap on how many dual enrollment courses they will pay for. It used to be, back in the day, that students could take an unlimited of dual enrollment courses, and the state would continue to pay for them. And that was awesome. But what the state figured out is we're going to run out of money if we continue to do this. So they set a cap on the number of dual enrollment classes that could be funded. by the state. And it is currently 30 credit hours, which equates to about 10 dual enrollment courses if you are taking courses with a college that's on the semester system. I think if you're taking classes with a school like Georgia Military College, who is on the quarter system, it comes to around 12 or so courses. So that's what is meant by the 30-hour cap. Now, if you continue to take dual enrollment beyond that 30 hours, you can do that. You just have to self-fund. You have to pay the tuition yourself, but you can still take courses as a dual enrollment student. So hopefully that answers your question.
There is another question that was asked earlier. I would like to know if I'm at Rockdale County High School and attending RCA, can I also do dual enrollment?
Yes. So we have many students who are taking courses at their home high school. They're taking a pathway at RCA, and they are also taking dual enrollment courses. Now, it's when we go to schedule things, it's like trying to put a puzzle together, and you may not be able to get things exactly like you want them, but we do our very best to get you everything that you want. That's not to say that there may not have to be some choices made, but yes, it is possible to do all of those things.
Ms. Hardy,
Is the rule? Go ahead, Ms. Lindsay.
I was going to say there was a question here that asked, are dual enrollment courses at risk for being canceled due to low enrollment? And if so, what happens with the child's class schedule?
Well, in order for a college to actually offer a class, they do require a certain number of students be enrolled in the class. So usually a college will require at least 10 enrolled in the class. So what happens is when we have advisement, we are hoping for the very best, and we offer lots of choices with all the colleges. If after we're done with advisement, you know, we don't have the minimal number of students in classes, then it's possible that we may, or the college would have to cancel some of the classes. So this year, you know, we did have some that had to be canceled because there wasn't enough students in the classes. But we are hopeful that now that we're somewhat moving past COVID and those kinds of things, that the enrollment is going to go back up again. And hopefully we won't have to cancel anything.
Is the rule for 10th grade dual enrollment offerings applicable for the 2021-22 school year, or is this a new rule for 22-23?
No, it is currently in effect. It went into effect in the summer of 2020. So it has been in effect for a while now. And, you know, we have had a couple of 10th graders that have participated in dual enrollment, but they have paid for the courses themselves. And, you know, you heard tonight from some of the colleges don't accept 10th graders. They only accept 11th and 12th graders. But for example, Georgia Piedmont Technical College does accept 10th graders, and we've had some 10th graders enroll and pay for the dual enrollment classes themselves. But effective summer 2020, the 10th grade stipulations went into effect.
But they can take technical education classes in 10th grade.
Yes, that's true. Thank you. 10th graders are eligible to take career and technical courses and be funded by dual enrollment.
Another question that was in the chat was, is there funding for dual enrollment for summer courses?
Yes, there is. Dual enrollment funding is year-round, so you can go summer, fall, and spring and be funded. You just have to, you know, remember once you hit that 30 credits, then you are no longer funded by dual enrollment.
Are the synchronous and asynchronous classes in an RCA classroom?
All the dual enrollment courses that are in an RCA classroom would be teacher taught. So there is an in-person teacher for all the classes taught at RCA. We can't do online or asynchronous courses without having a teacher present in the classroom. So if you are taking an asynchronous class with a college and you happen to be at RCA during that time, then we would have you in the study hall classroom. But all the courses taught here at RCA in the building are in person with the teacher classes.
There was a question about fee waivers for all the other colleges.
Okay, so I know that Georgia Military, when you fill out their application, they want you to put the code in so you won't get charged the application fee. The other colleges, I believe, and y'all speak up if this is not true, when you apply as a dual enrollment student, you're doing your application and it asks you what kind of student are you going to be, and your choice will be, it'll say something like dual enrollment, or it might be high school student, and that automatically waives the application fee. So typically, if you don't have a code to put in, then your application fee is going to be waived based on what kind of student you are when you apply.
Another question that was in the chat is, may a student take dual enrollment classes the summer prior to their junior year, since they may not technically be a junior?
Okay, that's a good question. So it depends on the college. If you are trying to attend a college that only admits 11th and 12th graders, then you could not start a summer course before you have actually finished 10th grade. So if Clayton or Points start summer courses May 15th and you're still enrolled in school in Rockdale County as a 10th grader, then you would not be eligible to do courses with them. If they have summer courses that start after you have finished 10th grade, and your grades from 10th grade have been posted on your transcript and you have been promoted to 11th grade, then you can do it. But, you know, if you wanted to take courses through Georgia Piedmont in the summer, they don't require that you be an 11th or 12th grader. Then you could do it that way. I hope that, did that answer the question? Is that clear?
They said yes, it was.
Okay, good.
Another question was in reference to transportation. The question reads, I have heard that dual enrollment schedule is different than the high school schedule. So what are the transportation options for the in-person classes at RCA?
Okay, so if you're taking dual enrollment here at RCA in the in-person classes, then your schedule is going to be the same as your regular high school classes. So, you know, you might have on A days, you might have a class at your high school, and then you get on a bus and come over to RCA, just like you do for the regular pathway classes at RCA. And when you get here, you might have your dual enrollment English class the next period, and it's going to be for the same time that all the other classes at RCA are. So the only time you would be on a different schedule with your college classes would be if you're taking your classes either at the college campus, or if you're doing an online class with them. That won't be a part of your RCA schedule, but all the in-person classes at RCA are on the same schedule as the high school classes.
In addition, can you speak to the tuition for self-funding? They wanted to know if it was at the regular college tuition, the full tuition, or I guess if there was a different pricing for that.
Okay, I am going to let the colleges speak to that. I don't want to speak on behalf of them for their tuition costs.
So for Clayton State, if a student chooses to self-pay, they would only pay tuition. If there were fees like maybe for a lab, for a biology class or a chemistry class, they would have to pay lab fees, but all the additional fees are not required for dual enrolled students. And so it's a huge savings. Even if you go over the 30 hours and you choose to self-pay, you save a lot of money, because when you start throwing in the fees, you many times double what the tuition is. Thank you.
I apologize. This is Kristen Berry from Point. That's correct. I say ditto. The same thing for Point will apply. So for dual enrollment students, there is nothing to come out of your pocket unless there is some type of lab or some type of lab fee. The same thing would apply, the same at Point. If the student is going over the allotted 30 hours, yes, you have the opportunity to receive Point's discounted rate, which would be $250 per credit hour, and you can't get that anywhere else. So that would be a definite plus. Thank you.
Don't let me say it out.
Ms. Hardy, I think that we're going to take this last question as we are going into 8:11 with the time. And we do have an additional dual enrollment evening that we have coming up in the next upcoming weeks, and we can take additional questions then as well. So this last question reads, are scholarships allowed to be used when self-paying?
Again, that would come from the colleges, but to my knowledge, there are not scholarships available for dual enrollment students. Now, again, I don't want to speak for the colleges, but in my experience, I haven't heard of any scholarships available to dual enrollment students. Okay, thank you all so much for attending. I am putting my contact information in the chat right now for you students out there. If you attend RCA, my office is at RCA. It's in the tower, in the very back of the building, back by the door that goes outside. So you can find me there, and you can always email me if you have questions, and we will be posting this presentation on the dual enrollment website. That's rockdaleschools.org/DE. Just as soon as we can get it up, we will post it. And don't forget, we'll be having another one of these information nights just like this one on November 9th. And then we'll be having a special one for career and technical programs on November 30th. So again, thank you all so much for attending, and have a great rest of your night.